Hello, hello, hello. Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you from the visitor center down here on Temple Square in Salt Lake City. I just flew back in from Kangaroo City, and yeah, they took 2 of my kangaroos away when I came through customs, but hey, you know, it's like Bill Cosby said when he had a kid that was acting up. He said, behave or I'll kill you and make another one that looks just like you. So I can buy more kangaroos down there. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Anyway, here's the summary of what I'm going to say today. If you're still a Mormon, you deserve Mormonism. If you're still a Mormon, you deserve Mormonism and all that it can offer. I have an attachment linked down below there that the Mormon newspaper, the Deseret News, published this article that basically said, if you want a happy marriage or you want to stay married and not get divorced, marry people the same age. You need a study to understand that. Now, the Bard don't lie. My wife is 23 years younger than I am, okay? It hasn't caused any problems that I know of in our marriage, except her boyfriends that she has on the side. So anyway, 23 years is not that big a deal once everybody's over 40 years old. But a 14-year-old to a 39-year-old, Mr. Joseph Smith, bopping around on poor Helen Mark Himble, is disgusting. Now, here's where I'm at, okay? Let's take a quick summary of what has happened in the Mormon Church over the last 12 months. Now go back on my videos. Go back on my videos. 2 years ago, I told you the internet will be the kiss of death of the Mormon Church. They no longer can lie, cheat, and steal. They may even have to come out with where their money goes. And then most of the people in the Mormon Church are going to go, that's enough. Okay, here we are. Number one, they said the Book of Abraham, which was a scriptural reference and book that we all used to carry around in our quad combination or triple combinations, is a fraud. The mummy that gave Joseph Smith the papyrus was a con man. He was another Joseph Smith. There's no such thing as Reformed Egyptian. No such thing as Abraham writing the Book of Abraham with his own pen. Okay, so there's a big part for me. Throw the Book of Abraham into the trash bin. It's nothing. Now, let's come back with a few more. Brigham Young and the church philosophy of not letting the blacks have the priesthood until 1978 wasn't that they were fence setters in the pre-existence. It wasn't that they were loathsome and whatever, terrible people. Brigham Young was a racist. Now, the Mormon Church says, and black people should have never been excluded from the temple and the priesthood. Huge. Huge mistake. Wouldn't Jesus come down to a prophet and bop him on the head with the Jesus flaming sword and go, God damn, Brigham, you can't do that to my people. Even the dark ones. They cooked a little longer, but don't do that. Well, Jesus goes, hell. Let Brigham do what he wants. They'll find out in 100 years he's an asshole. Okay. Now, here's the one that kills me here. The prophet, the non-prophet Joseph Smith, to translate the Book of Mormon. First of all, he was a gold digger. First of all, he had magic, talismans in his pocket, and he had stones and crystals and whatever, and he would look for treasure. That was easier than getting a job. It was easier than getting a job. So he went around the community and go, give me your $10, man, I'll find you a gold mine. Well, he got convicted up there in New York of being a money digger, and they ran him out of town on leg bail. Now, for him to find gold plates in the ground, is this any coincidence? Is there any coincidence here that he's looking for gold, diamonds, jewelry, and damn, he's going to start his own church and find gold plates? Now, If those gold plates were on display now down there at the visitor center, there might be some credence to his story, but no one ever saw him. The witnesses that the Mormons say saw the gold plates did not see the gold plates. They saw them with their spiritual eyes. Their physical eyes couldn't see the gold plates. Poof! The angel takes them back up into heaven, like they don't have a copy machine up there. So anyway, Joseph Smith says, well, I'm going to translate these non-existent, the gold plates, and I'm going to have my second cousin, Oliver Cowdery, come down, who's a school teacher and knows all about educational things, and he'll probably come down and help me plagiarize a couple of different books, and I'll put them into one thing, and God, I'll sell that and probably make some money too. So he puts his head in a hat, a top hat, kind of like from the circus, because this was a circus act. It was like looking for the bunny in the bottom of the hat. He puts his magic rock in the bottom of the hat. Now, I haven't seen too many magic rocks. I've lived almost 70 years on the earth. I have somewhat of an education. I ain't never seen no magic rocks anywhere. Well, he looks down into the rock in the top hat, and he says to Oliver Cowdery, and it came to pass that Moroni and Nephi decided to take the sword of Laban and cut everybody's head off. Could you get me a milk, Emma, and a cookie? Oh, bring in Helen Mar Kimball, too. I kind of like to see her naked. Anyway, I'm having a hard time seeing how anybody can stay being a Mormon. The video came out on the Mormon underwear. It used to be a protection. It would stop bullets. It would stop fire. I mean, the Army was going to order these, but then the Mormon Church said, oh, no, they don't protect anything. They just go up your crack. They make terrible skid marks, and hell, we don't know why you're wearing them. Unbelievable stuff. Essay after essay after essay saying, we lied, and the ex-Mormons that have been telling you this stuff for years and years and years are telling the truth. The truth. The truth. So the essays, really, they're all over the country in the United States, and I saw a paper down in Honduras. I was down in Honduras. So it's gone worldwide that the Mormon Church has been a flaky cult ever since it started, and the Mormons that are left in it are just clinging by their fingernails and their tongue on a cold pole, hoping that the whole mess is going to disappear. It's not. It's not going to disappear. This is the truth. Polygamy. Joseph Smith married 40 people, women. Many of them already married. What does that say about the man? Marrying a 14-year-old girl. 14-year-old girl, 16. He had guardianship over two of them that came down from Canada, sisters. He married both of them. Emma had to sweep out half the girls, and Joseph was screwing out the front door. How can you follow this kind of a man? How can you call this man the right hand of Jesus Christ? How can you say this man is the second most important figure ever born other than Jesus Christ? Are you out of your minds? And what's funny is the answer is yes. You can confront a Mormon with all of this evidence. The Book of Mormon has no evidence. None. There's never been one breastplate, one helmet, one sword, one anything from the millions of people it said. The DNA says that the southern population, the Indians, are not descendants of Old World. They're from Asia. The DNA shows that the Asians walked across the ice bridge, and that's where the DNA is. But, the Mormons, no. See? Here's the Mormon dance. And then they start talking, and they believe the longer they talk and the more words they talk, the more truth is there. It's too much. It's too much for the modern children of Mormons to accept. It's too much. These kids, my kids, are on the internet 24/7. They know what the hell is going on. My 16-year-old came in the other day. She said, David, what's the horsepower of my 2001 Impala? Hell, I don't know. She says, well, it's 200. I just looked it up on the internet. You can find almost all knowledge on the internet. Now, there's going to be whatever, maybe 10, 12, 13%. That's just bullshit. People that have an axe to grind, people who are misinformed, people who take selfies. You know, that's one of the things that drives me nuts in this society. The reason that people take selfies is they're not important enough for the newspaper or the TV news to come out, or the TV or the radio to interview. Selfie, and then they send it to other losers who don't even look at the pictures, but those losers are the selfies, and they send it back. Now these people are famous. They've got 1,000 people, supposedly, on their Facebook, and all it is 1,000 wannabes. 1,000 wannabes. So anyway, the modern kids are not going to accept funny pants and underwear. Not going to do it. And they're not going to go, pay, lay, ale. Oh God, hear the words of my mouth. Pay, lay, ale, and chant it in a group of people that are dressed like, I don't know, ancient monks, or I don't know what they're dressed like. Aliens? Baker's hats? Did they get a sale on Baker's hats for the Mormons? I don't know. So anyway, it's too much. Even those of us that were in the church for over a half a century finally are shaking our heads and going, God damn, this is too much. This is way too much. This isn't true. I'm not getting the blessings that I thought I was going to get. Yeah, I get green jello and funeral potatoes, but I got to go knock on people's door and try to collect fast offerings. And it's a multi-billion-dollar church, and people know all over the world Catholic Charities is helping people, and the Mormons give you a small 2x4 and a piece of tin in Haiti and call that a house. I say, we rebuilt your house. The missionaries, calling young missionaries, trying to hold on to those kids before they have a year or two to look at the internet and to have some kind of a balance. It's like Helen Mar Kimball. What choice did Helen Mar have? Her father said, marry the prophet. He was an asshole. And the prophet said, God appeared to me with a flaming sword and said he'd kill me, and I bet he'd kill you too. And Helen said, you're killing me already, Joseph. Take me. I'm naked. Take me. In the name of Jesus. Celestial kingdomize me. Then she said she never orgasmed. And that poor girl, she should have had it better. She was lucky that Joseph was shot there in Carthage. That didn't annul her marriage, but it certainly slowed it down. So Joseph's Johnson was not chasing little Helen around the bed going, I praise to the man who communed with the angel. Take off your clothes and lay by my side. We're going to start our eternal family right now. You Mormons, you're the laughing stock of the world. My little wife is still a Mormon. She's barely hanging on. She came in. I said, honey, it's all over the world. Joseph Smith had 40 wives. Well, they were just spiritual. I said, no. The Johnsons said they were not spiritual. Helen Mar Kimball's little journal that she wrote said, I knew the little general. So they're hanging on because they won't look. They're trained not to look at anything. Even their own church stuff they won't look at because it's so disgusting. Mercy won't come in here and look at the essays. She won't look at them. She wants to believe it's true, and I did too. I really have to be honest with you Mormons. I hoped it was true. Bipolar, changing subjects quickly. The man that calls himself 40, oh God, what is it? Movie or classical, I can't remember. But Ron, you asked me, you're a Mormon, and I don't hate Mormons. I've never hated anybody. What I hate are things and people who lie and cheat and steal. The Bard can't take it. The Bard can't take it. If you're a Mormon, a Catholic, a Baptist, whatever, and you lie, cheat, and steal, Jimmy Swaggart is a hypocrite. Not Bob Baker. What was his name? Baker. I can't think. And Tammy Faye. I don't like those kind of people. Ordinary Mormons are just trying to be good people in the community. And they've been led into a cult, and they haven't seen fully, until these essays came out, what a circus they're in. And so, Ron, anyway, I tried to email you, and it wouldn't go through. So, whatever you want to do, you have my permission. You can use my likeness. You can use my videos. I've given it to everybody. And if the Mormons want to try to make money off of me, that's okay. Now, the only stipulation I have is that you cannot pay tithing on the money that you make off the Bard. No, I'm not paying for Monson's, armored vehicle, and I'm not paying for Boyd K. Packer's seatbelt at the conference center so he doesn't shit himself and fall off the chair there during conference. So anyway, if you're a Mormon, Baptist, Catholic, I don't care. I'm an atheist, and a proud one. One set of gold plates is enough for the Bard. I don't need the King James version of anything. So anyway, Ron, take my likeness, take my copyrights, my anything, and go ahead and try to make money. And if you do, wonderful. Any of you. And, my family, when they saw Mark do the Bard store, they were jealous. Oh, God. All of my children, Dad, that should be our money. That's our inheritance. I said, let me tell you something. That's been your inheritance for 3 years since I've been on, and you don't even watch the videos. Well, you can't give away your copyright. I said, yes, I can. Yes, I can. And, well, why don't you just give us the money? I said, no. Over 1,000 people a day watch this program. And Mark, Ron, Anna, and Allison were the only people that thought, God, I might make some money off the Bard. Good. I don't want any reimbursements. I don't want any kickbacks. I don't want any commissions. I don't want any royalties. The reason the people watch the Bard is I don't lie, and I have no hidden agenda. I have nothing to join. I never say get out of the Mormon Church. I just tell you my opinion and my experience in the Mormon Church. You do what you want. You want all of that baggage and go knock on a door and talk to people and say, Jesus sent us, you're going to be laughed. I'm telling you, I have degrees in social work and human services. You're going to be laughed off the earth. No one is going to believe the Mormon Church has anything to do with religion. Anyway, Ron, I tried to email you. I'm not discriminating against Mormons. Good Lord, if the Mormons can make money off of me, and it's legitimate, don't put me... Don't put my face on the back of a toilet. Well, okay. People will see me all day long. That's okay. So anyway, I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm just an old man, bald, fat, and sometimes they like my black t-shirt. There's a couple of my viewers that like it. And when I do this, they just start breathing really hard. I love the women that watch my show. Anyway, any women that put on the Bard panties from the Bard store and display them, I will give extra advertising time to on my show here. Mark is giving 10% of the income from the Bard store to hungry Filipino children. I don't know how he's doing that. I don't want to know how he's doing that. I don't care if he does that. This is Mark's entrepreneuring American, trying to make a little money from creativity. How he does it, if he does it, I don't care. I have nothing to do with these advertisements. And you notice down here, there's no advertisements on the Bard Show. Now, there's 2 reasons for that. 2 reasons. When I first started, the Mormon Church went bullshit. Because there's a crawler in YouTube, and I say Mormon, 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 Church of Jesus Christ, Joseph Smith. Any of those key words are crawler words. So the Mormon Church immediately puts up at the bottom of my video advertisement. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. So back in those days, I would go Mormon, Mormon, Church of Jesus Christ, Mormon, Mormon, and the videos would come up and advertisements, and then I'd make fun of them. Well, the Mormon Church went bullshit. I figured out his crawler. The bard is not being honest. Can you imagine Dracula saying, "You're drinking too much blood"? The bard's not being honest, but they put their advertisements up on my show. So anyway, YouTube gave me a hard time, and I said, I don't care. I don't want to make any money off of the truth. The truth should be free to all men, to decide for themselves, to guide their own lives, and to be responsible for their own decisions. So me and YouTube agreed to take it off. We took it off. Since then, I was collecting a little bit of money in the early part of my show for hungry Filipino children. And when I did, I would show you the receipts right on the camera where that money went, how much rice it bought, fish it bought. Well, I could feel the Mormon Church closing in again with its CIA agents and committee to strengthen the members. They go, see, we can get him for fraud. We'll find something in his bank account. I never even collected $500. And finally, I could feel that, and the bard was smart enough to say, I'm out. I'm not taking any more money for hungry children. It's a sad, sad thing. I'm not taking any money for my show. There's no financial gain in closing the bard down. And now, in a month, I'll have 1 million hits, and most of the time, the Mormons don't even write and make comments on my show. They realize there's way too many people listening and think the bard has something to say. I'm experienced, I'm knowledgeable, I'm educated. I was a Mormon and married in the temple 3 times and had 14 children. Now, I was in the cult. I wasn't offended. My feelings didn't get hurt anywhere. I didn't have any sin. I wasn't excommunicated. I wasn't called on the carpet or anything. I just read the doctrine and said, you know what? This can't possibly be true. Looking at a rock and a hat to translate magical gold plates, already the Book of Abraham's been thrown in the trash, and it won't be too many months or a year that the Book of Mormon will say, well, it's a principle book. It's not a real historical book. They'll back off. But the reason that they're becoming so open right now, and you're reading all over the world, CNN had a big article, and most major newspapers had big articles about Joseph Smith having 40 wives. So I didn't publish that or bring it up because, you know, if you're not reading the newspaper, you're not smart enough to watch the Bard Show. So anyway, it's too much, and more is coming out. And as it comes out, you know, the gay thing down there in California that was orchestrated by the Mormon Church, they lost. Gay marriage in Utah, they lost. Polygamy, they lost. Blacks being discriminated, they lost. They're still fighting that the gays can't go in their temples. They're going to be lost. They're going to lose everything that comes up against fairness, justice, equality. So, if you want to have continual health and enable, marrow and the bone, strength and loins and sinews, power and priesthood, be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity, and pay, lay, ail me, O God, hear the words of my mouth, and you want to chant in their buildings and you want to give money away, why does the bard care? I don't chant anymore. I don't give money away anymore. I actually have money for dentists and doctors and recreation for my family. Monson doesn't get my money anymore, and Joseph Smith doesn't get my vote. He was a con man. Damn good one. Damn good one. The bard's gone.